We will just wait for a few minutes and then we will start the session. We're just waiting for a few more people to join. Harish, Kaushik, and Mallikarjun, can you check once if your mic is all okay in the meantime?
I'm audible, sir.
Yeah, good.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, what about me, sir? I'm Kaushik. I'm audible.
Yeah, you're too good. Mallikarjun, what about you?
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Hello, sir. I'm Shaman Flavin. Am I audible now?
Yeah, you are audible.
Thank you, sir.
Um, we will start in okay, we have more people joining in. Maybe we'll give 1 more minute and we will start. Hi everyone. So apart from Team A Offroaders who has joined, please do put your team name or college name in the chat so that we know who and all have joined the session. Okay, we will start, and if anyone else joins, they can carry on in the meeting. Okay, I hope everyone is well. Welcome everyone to the third session of Autonomous Baja 2025 season success stories. So we have Team A Offroaders today from BV Raju Institute of Technology in Asapur to talk about their Autonomous Baja experience and share their story on how they won the Best Debutant Award and the second runner-up overall in their first year of participation among the 17 teams that participated in 2025. So we expect you to gain some inspiration to these sessions and understand what it takes to participate in an Autonomous Baja event. For those who have not attended the previous two sessions, I will give a quick intro about me. So I'm Vasant Krishnan. I work full-time at Jaguar Land Rover here in the UK and volunteer in Baja SAEINDIA. And I support the organization in conducting the Autonomous Baja competition. I was also a past participant in mBaja for 3.5 years during my time when I was doing my bachelor's. So we have three representatives from the team A Offroaders. Harish, the captain, Kaushik, the head of AEB, Mallikarjun, the head of endurance and co-head of LKA. And sorry if I'm correct, we also have Shamant, who also is one of a head within the team. Can I ask you guys to give a quick intro about you and also talk about what motivated you to join Autonomous Baja?
First of all, very good afternoon, everyone. I am Harish. I am the captain of Team A Offroaders, and this is our very first year where we joined the Autonomous Baja. I came across this Autonomous Baja, I think, in 2025. Actually, it was conducted in 2024, but we don't have a choice. We don't have a chance to participate in that year. But next year we have a chance to, as 2025, we have a chance to participate. I came across some in the Instagram or somewhere else. I came through this that some another competition is which is going to there in something like aBAJA Autonomous Baja. So that is first time where I've gone through about aBAJA and seen it what kind of competition it will be there and how it will be going to. So I came across all this. So then we thought of why can't we participate? Then it is all started from there. So that is just a quick intro, sir.
Thank you.
Hello,
Hello,
everyone.
I'm Shaman Flavin, part of perception team in aBAJA and also the head of LKA. I work on lane detection and curve detection LKA systems. What motivated me to join aBAJA is I wanted to work on something bigger than classroom theory. Autonomous vehicles are the future, and I wanted to be in that part. Yeah, and honestly, aBAJA gave me the perfect battlefield. So this is my intro.
Thank you. Kaushik?
Hello, everyone. I am Kaushik from Team A Offroaders. I am the head of AEB. Not only in AEB, I also worked in multiple longitudinal algorithm departments like ACC and endurance. So, what motivated me to participate in aBAJA is I have interest in buggies since 2 years, which due to our college hosted eBaja for consecutive years in 2024 and 2025, which made me interest towards buggy building and to work for the development of buggy. Unfortunately, we didn't get chance in eBaja, but in the year 2025, we got chance through the eBaja for doing autonomous buggy development. So I'm happy with it.
Thank you. And sorry. Okay, so We had one more of your. Okay, sorry. As Mallikarjun dropped. Okay, so he has stopped. No problem. Yeah.
Mallikarjun has some health issues, so he dropped out today.
Okay, no problem at all. Okay, thank you so much for your intros. Okay, so you talked about why or your intros, and you talked about why what motivated you to join aBAJA. But from that motivation, how did you go about forming the team?
Yeah, okay. So first, initially when we participated for aBAJA, when we registered for aBAJA, so first we did some campaign like of thing. So we went to every classroom saying that we are participating in this. Like it is actually we, from 2015 year actually we are participant of mBAJA and eBAJA. But after that it is very first year, so we kind of campaign like of thing whoever are interested, not only. So basically in mBAJA only mechanical people will be there. In eBAJA from electrical and mechanical will be there. But as we are participating first time for the aBAJA, so multiple branches can join the team, but they might not aware of this, can we can do that or we can do this. So we kind of campaign kind of thing we did. But only few of members are joined, but due to lack of interest, I don't know what, but many of them they were out of the team. And I think in till of the phase one, I think so actually no one in that except 5 to 6 members. But later we continued and then we work on it. But eventually what happens while doing, we are doing, but in some way we are like searching for team members who can join, who can contribute. But some of the team members came with through their interest and then joined, they contributed very much. So that is initially they were no one, but after that till phase one nobody's there, but after phase one some people came through their interest, something is happening and they wanted to join, then they came, then after that it went well, sir.
Okay, so once you started showing some results and some progress, more and more members started to join, if I understand right.
Yes, sir.
And also like in your team, majorly everyone was from mechanical, electrical, and very less from computer science and AI, correct? AML.
Yes, sir. But they are there, sir. But none of them hasn't contributed much. Only from ADS and some computer science only. They were only contributed much because this is very new to them. So they don't even know exactly what to do. But only few of them were contributed very much, sir.
Understood. But in terms of outcome, they showed less outcome. But personally, from their side, they would have still learned through this process
Ah,
of participating in
yes,
aBAJA.
yes, yes,
Uh-huh.
yes, sir.
Understood. Got it. Okay. And okay, so once you formed your team, how did you in turn carry on with the process of making your autonomous buggy?
Yes, sir. First, after the team formation, basically we divide the teams based on the dynamic scenarios, sir. Actually, like AEB, ACC, and
Mm-hmm.
LKA, endurance, all traffic lights and detection. Then also we separate
Uh-huh.
a team for the DBW system. So some of them are working in the software part, and the who are in the DBW system, they are working on the DBW system, sir. So initially, like exactly when we started, when we divide the team, even we don't know what to do exactly. But eventually, by going through the guidelines and by going through the sessions that were conducted by aBAJA India, so the tech team, so eventually we also learn okay what to do step by step. We also came to know that okay, these kind of things where we have to work on these. So eventually, then it all started from there, sir.
Okay, and you made your entire autonomous Baha from scratch, or did you convert eBaha into an autonomous Baha?
No, sir. Actually, we are a participant of eBAHA also. So just we converted
Uh-huh.
eBAHA vehicle to aBAHA vehicle, sir, by adding sensors
Okay,
and other.
and right. And did you face any constraints in implementing Jaiba wire, like space constraints, ergonomic constraints, something like that? And how did you mitigate them, if yes?
Yes, yes, sir. In every subsystem, we faced a lot of issues. By
Uh-huh.
solving them only, let's say if you take a DBW system, we have also faced a lot of concerns initially, sir. But
Uh-huh.
like this is this is happens for everyone. But how to, like, how can we mitigate them? How can we override, or what can we do for that? So by taking a bigger problem to making smaller ones, then by step we followed what we have to do. From we also a lot of from tech teams, they have also helped a lot of us, like you and other tech team members. So we have a lot of very silly questions and very silly doubts. By asking all of them, by torturing like all of you, then we somehow we did it, sir.
Okay, and any specific maybe an issue that you that took a lot of time for you to figure out in terms of this type of in integration? Can you maybe talk about that? How did you, what
Yes, yes,
issue
sir.
was that, and how did you mitigate it? Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. In DBW system, particularly, we face a lot of issues in steel by wire system, sir. Throttle by wire,
Uh-huh.
brake by wire, we faced issues by we contacting tech team, and with their help, we did it somehow, sir. We haven't faced a big problem in the TBW, throttle by wire and brake by wire. But when it comes to steel by wire, we have a lot of constraints, like in ergonomics content constraints also in that member. So in steel by wire, we like initially the wheels are not even turning, and we don't have a proper feedback. Like in every step we had faced a very big problem in the steel by wire system, sir. Like we couldn't able to find a proper motor initially. After finding that, we don't
Mm-hmm.
know how to even control it. But by learning, by taking help from tech team, and by like initially we don't have any feedback system for that vehicle, sir. We thought of we can do with just without feedback, something like that. But when we
Mm-hmm.
are trying, when we are doing that, we couldn't able to achieve whatever we want. Like we couldn't able to
Mm-hmm.
turn the wheels initially. But
Mm-hmm.
after adding feedback sensor, then at least we have at least we have did something. But that's not enough for the LK. Like it should get the what kind of steering angles and how much it should turn and what degrees it should turn. But
Mm-hmm.
initially we couldn't able to do anything, sir. But eventually what happened then, instead of solving a very first we want to turn just for right, then after that just for left. That is also took a lot of time. But we have just one very simple steps we followed, sir. Like first we have to, that's not the first we do the LK, not a very high level. No, that's not the part, sir. First, we want to do the just steer by wire. First, we have to do for just turn the wheels right side or left side. That is our first main goal. Then after that, what? How
Mm-hmm.
can we integrate with the Jetson or Nano? Then how can we what kind of steering commands the LK system will generate? Depends on that. How can we turn the wheels? So then after that, steer by wire is actually troubled a lot, sir. But by
Okay.
solving it, then we did, sir.
Okay, I understand. So you broke the entire problem statement into bits and pieces and focused on the individual bits first and slowly build it up more and more by
Yes, sir.
solving the further bits and integrated them all together. That's a very good
Yes, yes.
approach, and that's also a very good mindset that the new teams also need to have in their mind, not to get overwhelmed with the entire development process, but to focus on the smaller bits. That's good. So, how much did you spend to convert this aBAJA into an autonomous Baja?
Actually, we don't have exact time period, but we work on, I think, 2 to 3, not every day, sir. But overall, we worked
Uh-huh.
on something like 2 to 3 months, sir. On the but particular DVW system, I think it took 1 month, sir,
Okay,
because
and
we
the
are very
cost
new to it.
side?
I think cost around only for the DBW system it took around for 50K, sir, around 50K,
Okay, and not more
30 to
than that.
50K,
That's
sir.
good. Uh-huh.
Not
Okay,
more
okay.
than that, sir. Yes, sir.
That's a really good cost-effective solution then. That's good to hear. Okay, and when someone starts, okay, so even for new teams, right, or even for me, right? So when I used to participate, when I used to think about starting something for the first time, I used to feel a bit unsure and hesitant to move forward with the ideas that I used to have and get stuck. But I am sure that you would have also had such situations. So how did you manage that and kept going forward?
Sorry, sir, I can't hear you properly. Can you repeat once, sir?
Okay, so what I meant to ask is, so when you start something for the first time, you will have a lot of ideas. Okay, but because it's a first time, you would be unsure whether it's the right idea or not, and you would be hesitant to move forward. Correct. So, but how did you have such kind of situations? And if yes, how did you manage those situations?
Yes,
Yes,
sir. We
sir.
have that kind of.
Yeah, especially when it comes to software part, we don't know how to. Even though we are from AIDS, we don't know how to write the code or do all those things, control systems and perception thing. So
Mm-hmm.
we were so confused and all that. We were so confused, and slowly we have started doing research on deep learning models and all that. Even though we have done a lot of research, theoretically they have worked, but when we practically done uh, in our ourselves, so many models
Mm-hmm.
did not work. So we have tried and we have failed many times trying so many models and trying different kinds, uh, selecting out where which is working fine, which is working which is taking less time and working giving us the accurate results. So yes sir, we have faced a lot of issues, and yes, we have also resolved it. We have at last found some results that match our software systems, and we went to perception, planning, control, actuation, and testing. Sometimes it did not work. We spent nights in debugging, uh, making all the possible solutions for the problems that we had.
Okay, so it's more of trial and error and more of starting soon, failing soon, and looking for other options or other solutions
Yeah,
sooner. Huh?
exactly, sir.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I just want to add something for that. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
When we tried, let's say, if have any guidelines will be released from Baha, say India. So first
Mm-hmm.
we will try something, but our first step is to fail, sir. Definitely we will fail whatever we did first time. So
Mm-hmm.
by failing only we will learn. So that is how it helped for us, sir. In whatever we tried, first we will fail only, sir. That is our first step. So then we learn,
Mm-hmm.
okay, what is the other way to do that? So that's how trial and error method will work it very well, sir, for it.
Understood. Mhm. And okay, so now you had said that you were past participants of aBAJA and you are also participating in aBAJA. What were the major differences that you found in terms of static events and dynamic events?
Yes, sir. So the major what the difference is like in for ibaha, we don't have a chance to present in front of the judges. So for the static events, when it comes to static events, but for ibaha, we thought of virtual is only like better. We have questions and we have answer. But when we came for the aBAJA, when we have a chance to present in front of the judges, that's give us a lot of confidence. And initially we don't have a much confidence, sir. But when we are interacting with the judges, we have a chance to convince them in front of us. I think in the static events that helped us very lot, sir. Like instead of virtual, we feel like in the dynamic where we can present in front of judges, that is we think that is very far, it is very better, sir, for us. So in when it comes to dynamic events, actually in the ibaha it will are in the offer condition, but if you come to the abaha which is on the on road, like it feels like okay, we have something that we want to do which we haven't ever done before in the ibaha. Like let's say while we are testing also without driver also we tested, and it feels like very like something special, like without you are not controlling anything, the vehicle it is going, that is also will very special to us, sir. So there are some different dynamic conditions where the vehicle going itself. That feels us very happy and very kind of things.
Something futuristic, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And in terms of just the entire development process, so even in other categories, you do have virtual dynamic event, correct? So how different that aBAJA virtual dynamic event was when compared to other categories?
Yes, sir. In like in for aBAJA, like where we simulate, let's say for if you take an example for a virtual dynamic event where we simulate our vehicle, like we need to control from without any manual control anything. Like we need to control from the code or let's say MATLAB or Python anything. While doing that also, where we have a chance whether this algorithm will work or not, how it will going to work, we have a chance to validate our system in IPG car makers. That help us a lot, like how it will going to behave in the virtual simulation. Then only we can deploy and then we can test whether it is working or not. IPG car maker also helped us very lot by how we can validate our vehicle whether the algorithm right or not, how it will going to will work in different dynamic scenarios. I think that helped us a lot, sir, actually.
Okay, and generally new teams do have. Sorry, Shaman. Do you have something to add?
Yes, IBG CarMaker has also helped when we are testing our algorithms, and we have got to know our strengths and weaknesses, where is going wrong, how it is going wrong, how it's working. We have got to know everything about our algorithms in IPG CarMaker when we are stimulating in IPG CarMaker itself. Sir.
Okay. And so generally, this is something that many new teams ask us. That is, whether should we go for Python or whether should we go for MATLAB Simulink or something else, and should we use IPG CarMaker or Roadrunner or Carglass? Okay, so we get common questions like this always. What was your options that you explored, and what did you prefer most?
We preferred Python with IPG car maker cause which are very easy to access and can be used by everyone. So for to learn Simlink, it will take some time. But to write a Python code, it will be very easy, and we can directly send the commands to IPG car maker via ROS. So we for this
Mhm.
year we used Python code and IPG car maker, sir.
Okay,
So
and for uh-huh.
for the new teams who are participating in VDE, I suggest them to use Python if they are strong with coding and all that stuff. Otherwise, if they have more experience in Simulink, I prefer to choose Simulink over writing a code in Python.
But both have easy integration methods with IPG CarMaker. Huh?
Yes,
Yes.
we need to have an idea about ROS and how we can merge it with the IPG car maker. So yes, sir, we need to have good knowledge about that.
Okay, so you used ROS in your virtual simulation. Did you use ROS as well as in your physical vehicle deployment, software deployment?
No, sir, we didn't use ROS for software deployment in the physical vehicle. We
Uh-huh.
sended commands via CAN interface to low level controller.
Okay, okay. And just within the high level controller for individual software components, still you didn't use ROS.
No, sir. We merged all the codes into a single Python code
Okay.
to run the particular scenario. So we didn't use any ROS over there.
Okay, understood. Okay, so now coming to this dynamic events, so there is a very drastic difference between other categories. That is, other categories are off-road, manual driving, and for aBAJA it's on-road, but the driver doesn't do much depending on the dynamic event, right? So, which specific dynamic event did you felt was challenging for you?
The dynamic event which we felt challenging was LKA, cause there is a lot of problem in controlling our steer-by-wire with the high-level controller. The sometimes there may be the problems with the algorithm. Sometimes there are problems will be from the drive-by-wire system. So takes it took us a lot of time, and we particularly for LK we tested around 20 to 20 days, around 20 days only particular for LK. So it is the most challenging dynamic event for us in this season.
Okay, and can you walk us through on how did you test it at your college level? Did you have any specific tracks, or how did you do it in the college level testing?
Yes, we have our own track, go-kart track in our college, but
Uh-huh.
the problem is we didn't have the lanes, so we have bought the paint and we did the lanes ourselves and tested the LK on it.
Okay, that's good. Okay. Okay, and in terms of the static events, we do have different new static events in aBAJA, right? That is safety event, or the drive-by-wire presentation, or even software presentation. And slowly for next season, we are going to have cost event and stuff. Okay, so were there any like specific static event that you liked the most?
Yes, sir.
For
Actually, the Sham, you can tell. You can speak.
So especially in static events, my favorite event is autonomous layer design. So in that we need to tell how the things are working, how the algorithms are working. So yeah, that's my favorite event.
Did you
So
find it difficult to convince the judges? Huh?
for me, the favorite event is driver system design evaluation. In that evaluation, there is a particular time where each judge will interact with individual person on different subsystem like throttle by wire, steer by wire, brake by wire, software hardware integration, and ADAS integration. So I
Uh-huh.
felt very happy with individual interaction from the judges. So my favorite event is driver design evaluation. Although I involved in multiple presentations, but driver is the most favorite for me. In safety, we faced a lot of like we trouble to answer questions from the judges. There are always shooting questions from the judges in safety presentation.
Uh-huh. I understand.
I
It's a
just
very
want to
new
add.
side of thing. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah, Arish.
Yes, sir. Actually, coming to static events. So, for actually, I like which excited as both DBW and autonomous electrician. So basically, what happened while we are presenting, we have 1 hour, I think, half an hour chance where we can present our presentations also. While we are presenting, there is not that much focus or much is there. When it comes to Q&A for both DBW and ALD, well, where the judges will come to our vehicle and they want to see like what we have done, how, what the difference between what, how, like how other teams done, what they have done. So when it comes to that Q&A part where the judges will come to our vehicle and they will ask what the particular things, so we had a chance to explain what we have done, something better than that, where we can improve sales. So that I think that was the most important part, and that is where we feel like very important, where we can tell, okay, this is what we have done, this is how we have done. And the judges are so very interesting to know like how the students are going to, like how the students are solving the problem, like what kind of issues they have faced. So the judges are very interactive, so they also they want to know like how we are doing, what kind of challenge we are faced. So compared to other static events, for let's say in Ibaha also, we had only chance to present what is on the screen. But when it comes to this DBW ALD, where we have a chance to convince our judges and like face-to-face interaction, so that is, I feel very, very better.
Mhm. I understand. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, so now you have come a long way, 1 year of effort, and in the final event, you got your best debutant award, right? And the second runner-up. How does it feel now, being in the top three in your first year of participation?
Sir, we feel very proud about it. Actually, we didn't expect to come with second runner-up, and it feels so proud. And also being as a first team, getting a first debutant award also gives us much proud. And our college has uh, helped us and encouraged us so much. So that I would like to make them deserve it, sir.
Okay, so next year you're aiming for first position, huh?
Yes, sir.
That's good. Okay. And anything to add, Kaushik, Harish, on that?
Yes, sir. While we are participating for the first time, that like the best debutant, which is very proud moment for all of us, everyone. Basically, it is started from nothing, from like zero, but we got something else where we participating for the first time. So it is very for everyone. It is proud moment for everyone from, and we had a lot of support from our college and our like from Baha, from tech team, especially from you, sir. Like you helped us a lot of. So actually, we want to thank you first of all. So
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Um, okay, so with that, right? So okay, let's say you have finished 1 year. You're now in your fourth year, right? So everyone is in your fourth year, huh?
no, sir. Some
Right?
of only some of them for final year, sir. But the core team where the software part, the core
Uh-huh.
team for the software, actually they are all our juniors, sir. They are not our
Uh-huh.
fourth year, sir. They're actually only third years. So, but third years only they have contributed very much. The whole software part will by take care. They are in second year also, sir. But this year they are third year. But while they are in
Uh-huh.
second year also, they took care about the whole coding part, and they have done very well done, sir. Actually,
What
without
about you
them,
four?
this is nothing. I'm final year,
Uh-huh.
sir, actually.
Okay, and what are your future career goals? And how has Autonomous Baha helped you in that?
Actually, when I joined the aBAJA, I don't know nothing, sir, actually. But now where I have an idea, I want to pursue my career in this autonomous industry, in the ADAS industry. I want to be I want to work on the developed system in the vehicles or in the real world vehicles. But it helped a very like I can gain a lot of experience in the autonomous vehicles, like every how it will work, what kind of it will work. So based on all this the experience that I have and ibaha, which I can go into the industry and I can work there, which gives us a lot of experience in ibaha by joining this ibaha, sir.
Okay. Kaushik, Shamant?
Sir, before joining aBAJA, I don't have any career specific goals for my career. So after 1 year in aBAJA, I understood I want to go only to ADAS engineering in any of the automotive companies. So this is my future goal. Want to become an ADAS engineer. ADAS engineer. aBAJA give me a real time experience on working multiple ADAS scenarios, which help me a lot for my future career goals. Thank you, sir.
Nice. Shamant?
And yes, sir. My future goal is to work in the field of autonomous systems, sir, and applied AI. ABA has shown me how perception and control hardware actually come together, and I realized this is the area where I want to grow. I want to build expertise in computer vision, LK systems, and ADAS features, eventually contribute to real automotive industry projects. The skills I'm developing now, real-time perception and debugging, are exactly what the industry needs. Yes, sir.
Right. So maybe just a small uh, topic in that area. So you guys uh, did this entire 1 year of work, right? So and did you guys have any like support from college side, any technical expert who is supporting you, or did you do most of the research on your own and took the support of SA India? Did you or did you have anyone from the college side supporting you technically?
Yes, sir. When it comes to support in our college, like they are also supported in technical side, not much, sir. From our one of our mentor, like Manoj sir, who helped us in the DBW systems in all other systems, sir.
Uh-huh.
But from Baha India side, there is a lot of help, sir, from tech team members in every step. Like we have a first we'll try, but we couldn't able to do it. Then we'll anyway we'll contact the tech team members from Baha India. Like they are also helpful in every part of in every kind of subsystem, sir. Like we'll have very silly doubt after this all like we feel like okay it is very silly doubt but we ask for some about but without any like a lot of patience you answered our questions and actually the tech team members are very helpful sir. Especially you sir like we helped a lot of us sir. Like tech team from tech team we get a lot of support sir like you and Monish sir and Harshwal sir and a lot of members who helped us sir. Without tech team members we couldn't able to done this much sir. From Bahesh India also there are a lot of sessions will be conducted on CAM and DBW systems and all other and IPG car maker. So you helped us a lot sir.
I think we all believe that there is no thing called as a stupid question in Baja India. So it's always one question that leads to another and another, and somehow you end up with answers. So that's what we look up to. That's good to hear. It's more of your own self-learning and with some support from Baja India that you are able
Yes.
to achieve this. So this self-learning that you guys did will come a long way through and will really help you in your future career as well. So that's the major thing that I want to actually touch upon. Okay, so before we get into this Q&A, final question. So why you think someone should participate in Autonomous Baja? And do you have any suggestions for the new and old teams?
Yes, sir. Why to participate in aBAJA? Like when we don't like before we are joining aBAJA, like we don't have that much idea on the autonomous vehicles or something like that. But after participating in aBAJA, where we gain a lot of experience, like how the autonomous vehicles will work, and this is where the like very big companies, MNC companies are working for the like future of autonomous vehicles. But if you join aBAJA, where you will get a lot of experience, lot of experience how the vehicles will work, like how can you contribute and what you can by joining the aBAJA, where we learn a lot of things are like where you couldn't able to get these skills in any way in any project also where you couldn't able to get this much skills or this much the experience the Baha will give you, the aBAJA will give you some. Actually, we are very proud to join this aBAJA. For the new teams who they want to join, why they want to join, like you can get a lot of experience what the industry are trying to do, what the industry are trying to do that you can do in the aBAJA also. Like in every step you face a lot of issues, lot of problems, but you can able to solve by just trial and error methods and you can't contact anyone. Like these are the where let's say for the DBW systems, all these systems, these all these systems that definitely be in a real world vehicle, but their approach is different. But let's say if you compare the like both are equivalent the same, so you can get all the skills that are required where you if you go want to join in the industry where you will learn there, but all those things you can learn here in aBAJA only, sir.
That's good. And Kaushik and Shamant, anything to add?
The only small thing that I want to suggest to the new teams is here nothing works in first attempt, sir. So my first suggestion is don't expect success immediately, accept failure and don't give up, learn from it and build. That's all, sir.
That's so true. That's so true. Kaushik?
From my sides, there is nothing to add more to it. The only thing is the teams who can participate in aBAJA means the teams who are interested in working in multi-disciplines. Like we can learn all the mechanical work, electrical work, electronics work, software work in only in aBAJA. It is only all the things we can learn only in aBAJA. So aBAJA helps us to learn multidiscipline things from multiple departments, so which helps the students to go in other future paths, not only in their specified field. So it gives a real world industry experience of how real world autonomous vehicle works. So that's it from my side.
Thank you. That's true. aBAJA is very interdisciplinary. So here we do recommend teams to have interdisciplinary department members. But still, if you don't have, and if you are from a very specific one or two departments, not a problem at all. You will still be able to, in the due process, learn the rest of the other department related topics. So that's true. And it will actually help in the future because when you go about making or building things in real world, this interdisciplinary learning will come in very handy. It has helped me a lot in my line of work, and it will also help you a lot soon. Okay. So now we will open up for question and answers from the participants. Anyone has anything to ask our representatives from Team A Offroaders? You can either raise your hand or put it in the chat. Okay, so we have one question for you guys. So from Joseph, could you give a brief idea on how you guys deployed your code in the vehicle?
So for this season of 2025, we directly run our Python code with the help of laptop connected to it. There is nothing to deploy in our vehicle. So just we deployed our code in our high level controller, which is Jetson Orion Nano. We run the code with the help of laptop connected to it before start of any dynamic event. And we that code will run continuously until manually you terminated the code, or it will be terminated due to any problems. It will depend completely on your algorithm.
Okay,
And
so was
also,
your laptop in SSH connected to your Jetson Orin and you were running your code via that? Huh?
Yeah, not this year we directly connected graphical user interface, not SSH. So we directly access our GUI. With the help of GUI, we run it. So we can also run with the help of SSH also.
Understood. Shamant?
yes, sir, I wanted to add a little to it. We set up Jetson with all required libraries first, Python, CUDA, tensors, and all model files. Then we connected the Jetson to the all low-level controller CAN through CAN and to actuator interface.
Okay, and Joseph, maybe I will unmute you or allow your mic. Yeah, so now you can unmute and directly ask your question in detail. Can you try now? I think you should be able to do now. Okay. Okay, not a problem. So did that answer your question, Joseph? Or do you have any follow-up question on that?
Joseph,
Like
maybe you
you
can
are
try
asking
now
about.
once.
Okay, then all good. Harish, yeah, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, like Joseph, maybe regarding DBW system like Arduino, I think he is asking. So basically, we use a like longitudinal control for one Arduino and the lateral control for one Arduino. So first we'll test it and then we'll deploy the code in the Arduino. So we don't need to dump the code every time when we want to do. So it actually is there. So it will always listen to the can command from the Jetson or a Nano. So whenever it listens a command, then it will execute the DBW system. I hope I answered your question regarding Arduino. Or if you have any specific questions, like you can ask.
Thank you, Harish. Okay, I guess that answers his question. Thank you so much. Any other questions? It can be technical, non-technical. Maybe in the meantime, I don't see any team name or college name in the chat. So if you guys can put it in the chat, we will know who has joined the session, the attendees. I can see plural, Joseph from plural. That's good. And the others, from which college or team have you guys joined? Okay, great, Ashwamita. Okay. Okay, in the meantime, Offroaders, we have one more question. So from Joseph, can you give a brief idea of the total cost of converting an aBAJA into an autonomous vehicle? Cost of just the autonomous hardware.
Apart from the sensors or the control system that were given, except from Baja India, like the radar, the quasar, the can control model, and the Jetson. Apart from these, it took around maybe less than 1 lakh, I think. So not exactly 1 lakh, around 60 to 70K. But for spare, like if something is failed, so we need to have a spare. So for that, around it cost around 1 to 1.5 lakh. In between that, not much than that. So we have a spare components. So that's why it cost more than that. So that's it.
Okay, if we consider, let's
Around,
say we consider that you didn't have any sponsorship, then how much do you think it would have costed you?
I think it's less than 1 lakh, sir. I think so. Not more than that.
Even without the sponsorship, huh?
No, sir. It will be more than up to 2.5 lakhs, sir. So we need to add
Okay,
our sensors like radar, high level controller, all that, no, sir. So it will take
correct.
some good amount, around
Since
up to 1.5
Baha
lakhs.
has contributed as a Jetson and CAN radar, including all that, if we remove all that, it would go around 2.5 lakhs. Sir.
Okay, so if I had to say, like currently, so we have this maximum cost cap of 3 lakhs. So even without sponsorships, still you will be able to complete that conversion within 3 lakhs, right?
Uh, Actually, it will be tough because we need to actually increase our sensors in the current vehicle. We need to update our sensors. So we will try to do it in under 3 lakhs without any
Mhm.
sponsorship, if not provided.
Right. Okay. So we have one more question from Namit. So did your college support you financially throughout the event?
Yes, sir. Actually, we contributed from individually every team member, but apart from that, our college also support from the financially, sir. Yes.
Can you give us like estimation of how much students spent and how much college supported?
From our students, everyone we contributed around 50K per person. Apart from that, like traveling charges, all these non-technical things, which will like at the event side, all these. So our student budget will not sufficient for that. So for that, our college is supported for that, sir.
Okay, understood.
It's 15, not 50.
Okay, got it. Any other questions from the attendees? Okay, so we have a question from Anita. Could you please mention the deep learning model you happen to use this time and the platform it was implemented on?
We cannot directly name the deep learning model we used this season, so I can suggest you that we used a fully convolutional neural network, which completes both detection and classification tasks. So we trained the model and we directly implemented the model on our high level controller.
Anita, so to give some more input, so based on the event's scope, okay, so for example, the event requires you to detect lanes and the event requires you to detect some objects, okay. So based on that, what you can do is, so the CNN model that the team mentioned, right? You can explore what are the various options that you have and look into some benchmarking, okay, on how well these models worked on a particular data set, okay. And from that, you can select one. So as last time, the high-level controller was fixed to Jetson Orin Nano. It was common for all teams, okay. So, but this time it's not fixed, it's open. So based on the complexity of your current chosen deep learning model for a specific task, you can select your own hardware. Okay, it can be a Orin Nano, it can be AGX, or it can be Orin NX, whatever you feel is best, okay, for your purpose. And some level of benchmarking is also available for this. That is, which model works well in a particular controller is also available on the internet. So you can use that data to select your hardware as well. Okay, so question from Anurag, how long does it take to convert an electric vehicle into an autonomous vehicle if we don't have coding experience?
Yes. If you want to convert electric vehicle into autonomous vehicle, for the hardware part, around it will take around 1 month or 45 days. Depends on how much you are working on day by day. Like if you constantly work, it will around less than 1 month. But without any coding experience, it will take a much time because you need to learn and then you need to implement. It kind of trial and error method. So if you constantly working on consistently do that, it might take around 2 months, I think, because it is very new for us. Also, we don't know much idea about coding. So eventually we learn and then we implement it. So it will take around 2 to 3 months, I guess. So
So for
And
learning,
yes, Kaushik,
okay.
go ahead.
For learning the coding part, all about the things related to coding in autonomous vehicle, it will take around 30 to 45 days. And for implementation of that, depending on the team size and team contribution, it will take around 2 months to develop the functional codes for autonomous vehicles for individual scenario.
And
Right.
sir,
And
I don't want to give a time for it, but it purely depends upon how much committed you are and how much research that you are doing. It depends upon that, sir.
understood. Um, Maybe Alok, to give some understanding, right? So we have framed the event phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 timeline in such a way that it is achievable by major teams. Okay, by keeping all your exams and etc. 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 into consideration. So if you see, the phase 1 is planned to happen in the month of Jan, and the phase 2 is planned to happen in the month of March and March end, and phase 3 in the month of June. Okay, so now that timeline, if you keep into consideration, work towards that, you should all be okay. So by basically what I mean is, by phase 1 you need to have your initial concepts ready. That is within 2 months, December and Jan, you have your initial concepts ready, and then in the month of Feb and March you do some level of virtual simulation and you validate your software, and then you also have your drive-by-wire integrated in the vehicle, okay, in the 2 months. And then by the end of March you have both these individual bits ready, and after March, April, May, you integrate them together in the actual vehicle and you test them on track. Okay, so this will give you ample amount of, if you follow this timeline, it will give you ample amount of time to complete your conversion of your vehicle and in turn finish your autonomous vehicle. Okay. Okay, one question from Kolab regarding the accumulator container location. Where should they be situated and what condition must be met for accessibility? Kolab, I suggest you to look into the rule book. Okay, so the rule book of aBAJA has been released. So if as long as it meets that rule book requirements for accumulator location and accessibility, you are well and good. It's not much difference from your aBAJA. It's mostly the same. Okay. So if you can go through that, and if you still have questions on that, message me on WhatsApp. I will give you my number and we can discuss in detail over a call. Okay. Okay, can you suggest to us how we can learn coding? Okay, Anurag, the thing is, depends on which software you want to use. You want to use Python or if you want to use MATLAB. In the rule book, there is an appendix in which we have added certain links and certain references for you. Okay, so I would suggest you to go through those links first to get some understanding, and then after that, once you get your MATLAB licenses that are sponsored by aBAJA SAEINDIA, you can go through the courses that are available inside MATLAB, okay, to understand how to use MATLAB and Simulink and in turn generate code. Okay, you can still generate code, model it over there and generate code and deploy that. But if you want to learn how to use just if you want to learn just Python, okay, I would suggest you to maybe start with Coursera's several courses based on Python. Okay, that's my suggestion. Is there anything from your side, Harish, Kaushik, and Shamat, on how you learned Python or in general coding? Kaushik, Shamant, any suggestion on how you learned coding?
Sir, initially we too don't know how to code, but doing some research and practicing our skills in websites like CourseShifts and other all those kinds of platforms, we have took small steps toward learning the coding, sir.
Sorry, I lost the network in between. Yeah, so was the question answered? I hope yes. Okay. So if you guys have any further questions, so as we are in the final stage of our meeting, right? We have already extended our time. So if you have any further questions, do get in touch with me over WhatsApp. I can share you any extra references that you need, or maybe walk you through on how to convert your aBAJA vehicle into an autonomous BAJA vehicle, okay, in detail, and we can discuss further on a call. Okay, I'm just putting my phone number on chat. I am only available over WhatsApp, so you can call me or text me over WhatsApp. Okay. Okay, with that, we can conclude the meeting. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I hope it helped you, and we will catch up soon in a different meeting, in a different setup. And thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, Harish. Thank you, Harish. Thank you, Kaushik, Aman.
Thank you, sir.
for giving
Have a
this
good day.
opportunity.
Really hot.
Thank you, Pranjal. We can end the meeting.